With just 171 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a Barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
Megasaurus 55 is on their first practice flying lap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. I'm Rob the commentator bot. Bring it on. Renault 99 is on their practice out lap. Armin Sunoiler posted 2:01.390 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Armin Sunoiler posted a 2:01.390 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? I'm Rob the commentator bot. Bring it on. Megasaurus 55 is in Hunzari. With just 166 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Megasaurus 55 is on their first practice flying lap. Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
Mate, these drivers are in a Euro T just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Armin Sunoiler posted 2:11.370 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Megasaurus 55 has a best lap time of 1:44.684. Armin Sunoiler posted a 2:09.131 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 162 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Armin Sunoiler posted 1:46.563 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Megasaurus 55 has a best lap time of 1:44.443. Armin Sunoiler posted a 1:46.563 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Quim 1962 is on their practice out lap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Quim 1962 is on their practice out lap. Quim 1962 is on their practice out lap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Renault 99 is on their practice out lap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Quim 1962 is on their practice out lap. It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Quim 1962 is on their practice out lap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Megasaurus 55 is on their practice out lap. Quim 1962 is on their first practice flying lap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Armin Sunoiler is in Slotmaker Bot. Huge Ass is on their practice out lap. There are just over 290 minutes left in this practice session. So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Renault 99 is on their practice out lap. Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:44.166. Smells like we is getting to grips with the Estonia-25 in this practice session. It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Jury U is on their practice out lap. Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:44.166. It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
Mate, these drivers are in a Euro T just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Roll Postmo is on their practice out lap. Renault 99 posted 143.747 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Quim 1962 posted a 350.496 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Roll Postmo is on their first practice flying lap. It's a lovely day for racing here at Zandvoort OSRW as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Hugh Jass has a best lap time of 1:42.951. The engines are revving up and the drivers are ready to hit the gas pedal for this qualifying session at Zandvoort OSRW. Hugh Jass is on their out lap. Richard Rossier is on their practice outlap. The engines are revving up and the drivers are ready to hit the gas pedal for this qualifying session at Zandvoort OSRW. Impressive display by Roel Postma, currently sitting in position 2. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Hugh Jass has secured a respectable 10th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Incredible drive-by, smells like we so far, earning them 7th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Smells Like We has done a fantastic job to claim 7th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Impressive work from Jack M team, who has claimed 6th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. A dominant display by Quim 1962 in this qualifying session. They have put in a stunning lap time and find themselves at the top of the leaderboard. The other drivers will have their work cut out to match their speed and claim that pole position.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Quim 1962 is displaying an exceptional level of skill and confidence. They are in a class of their own and have taken control of this qualification session.
Roel Postma has positioned themselves well in 2nd during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Roel Postma has completed their outlap. It's an impressive showing by Richard Rossier. Richard Rossier has completed their outlap. A solid performance from Jack M team has completed their outlap. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. Roll Postma has just completed a lap in 1:42.598. Let's see if they can improve on their time further. What a performance from Megasaurus 55. Megasaurus 55 has just completed that lap in 1:43.942. Their best lap so far is 1:43.942. Putting them in P4. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? A solid qualifying performance by Quim1962, positioning them in 10th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. Quim1962 has completed their first flying lap in 1:42.656. A strong showing from Richard Rossier as they currently sit in 8th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Richard Rossier's current position of 8th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
Quim1962 has put in a great effort and currently holds 4th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
Great analysis, Rob. Quim1962 has shown excellent pace to secure 4th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track.
Quim1962 will be happy having put themselves into 1st in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
Incredible drive by Richard Rossier so far, earning them 6th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
You're spot on, Rob. Richard Rossier's current position of 6th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Richard Rossier has some work to do as that 1:43.339 is only good enough for 6th. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Smells like we has some work to do as that 1:44.585 is only good enough for 9th. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Megasaurus 55 has secured a respectable 7th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
Absolutely, Rob. Megasaurus 55 has shown great potential to secure 7th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Impressive work from Armin Sunheuler, who has claimed 8th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Armin Sunheuler has positioned themselves well in 8th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Armin Sunheuler has some work to do, as that 143.584 is only good enough for 7th.
There's still more time to be had, but I don't know if they are going to find it before the session is over.
It's an impressive showing by Roel Postma, currently in 4th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Roel Postma has done a fantastic job to claim 4th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Roel Postma will be happy having put themselves into 1st in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
Currently in 2nd, Quim1962 has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. Impressive display by Jury Yu, currently sitting in position 10. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Jorg Yu's current position of 10th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
A solid performance from Quim1962 as they currently hold position 2. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Jury Yu has positioned themselves well in 10th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
Absolutely, Rob. Jorg Yu has put in a remarkable effort to secure 10th. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
A strong showing from Jack M team as they currently sit in 4th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that Jack M team will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Quinn 1962 will be happy having put themselves into first in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
What a performance from Jerry Yu. They currently occupy 10th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
You're spot on, Rob. Georg Yu's current position of 10th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Jerry Yu has some work to do as that 145.029 is only good enough for 10th.
That's not a bad time, but I am sure they can improve further on that.
Richard Rossier has secured a respectable 6th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Incredible drive by Jerry Yu so far, earning them 10th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Georg Yu's current position of 10th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
Jerry Yu has some work to do as that 144.673 is only good enough for 10th.
There's still more time to be had, but I don't know if they are going to find it before the session is over.
A solid qualifying performance by Richard Rossier, positioning them in 6th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress. Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
Impressive work from Jerry Yu, who has claimed 10th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Georg Yu has positioned themselves impressively in 10th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
Jerry Yu has some work to do as that 144.228 is only good enough for 9th. Impressive display by Smells Like We, currently sitting in position 10. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Smells Like We has done a fantastic job to claim 10th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Smells Like We has some work to do as that 147.057 is only good enough for 10th.
That's not a bad time, but I am sure they can improve further on that.
It's an impressive showing by Richard Rossier, currently in 5th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
You're absolutely right, Rob. Richard Rossier's current position of 5th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
And there goes Megasaurus 55, currently in position 8. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
I completely agree, Rob. Megasaurus 55 has positioned themselves impressively in 8th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
Jerry Yu has positioned themselves well in 9th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Jerry Yu has some work to do as that 144.228 is only good enough for 9th. You've joined us on a breezy day here at Zandvoort OSRW, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The drivers are looking focused out there on the grid. I'm excited for this one, Rob.
Quim 1962 will have the best seat in the house starting from pole position. We see Roll Postma sitting in the 2nd spot. Taking the 3rd spot is Hugh Jass.
I'm sure Hugh Jass will be expecting to bring home solid points from here.
Jack M team will begin the race from the 4th spot on the starting grid. The 5th position is occupied by Richard Rossier.
It's like they're on the outside looking in. Can they make their way to the front of the pack?
Sitting in 6th is Renopa 99.
It's the Hards tire compounds for Renopa 99.
Starting from 7th on the grid is a good position for Armin Suneuler to launch an attack.
They'll be looking for a clean race.
Megasaurus 55 is 8th.
Jorg Yu isn't going to make it easy to get through the pack.
Jerry Yu is placed in 9th. As the engines roar to life, Smells Like We prepares to take off from the 10th position on the starting grid. They're on the move. This ain't just a Sunday drive to Bunnings, mates. Time to find the perfect track and not muck about.
Avoiding contact while trying to gain position is essential. The first lap is often where we see incidents that can change the course of the race.
Settling into a rhythm is going to be crucial here.
Like gladiators, they enter raw, but instead of lions and swords, our champions fight in an arena of tarmac, and with fire-breathing machines of cutting-edge materials, designed to explore the very limits of physics itself in what can sometimes be very much a fight to the death.
The racing is normally closely fought here at Zandvoort OSRW. I think we are in for a cracking race. The tension is palpable here. No one will want to make a crucial mistake on the first lap.
It all comes down to this Rob, where the rubber meets the road. There's no more time for talk, no more practice. The teams have done all they can, now it comes down to huge ass to bring it home.
The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage?
Well, butter my cornbread, Armin Suneuler's playing it cool and steady. Maybe they're just enjoying the beautiful Zandvoort Circuit Park here at Zandvoort OSRW. Can't blame them.
It's not going to plan for Jerry Yu. They are still behind Armin Suneuler and the gap is increasing. I don't think they have an answer for this right now. Coming into Tarzanbock, the fight for 6th is heating up. Who will be the first to blink?
This battle between Armin Suneuler and Richard Rosier is so intense, you could cut the tension with a knife, or should I say, with a front wing.
The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Jerry Yu's inching ever closer to Armin Suneuler. This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit. Now isn't this a show? Jerry Yu's gotten the bit between their teeth, and they're reeling in Armin Suneuler. Look at them weave and bob through Bocht 10, folks. The intensity is off the charts as huge ass hounds roll postma, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
Oi, Rob, wouldn't want to be in Roel Postma's shoes right now, would y'all? Talk about a pressure cooker situation.
Gee whiz. Megasaurus 55 is breathing down Renopa 99's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Renopa 99's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. It's like David versus Goliath out there. Megasaurus 55 just slung a stone and gained ground, while Renopa 99 is left searching for footing.
Definitely. But there's still a long way to go in this race, and anything can happen. Megasaurus 55 needs to keep driving with focus and intensity.
Oh dear, Megasaurus 55 has dropped down to 5th.
That's got to hurt. Megasaurus 55 will be kicking themselves right now.
Seems like Hugh Jass is getting in range of roll postma. Breaking alert. Looks like Quim 1962 tried the old "dingo stole my race line" trick. A tad too clever by half. Megasaurus 55 wants to find a way round Renopa 99. No room for error here. Richard Rossier is breathing down the neck of Armin Sunoiler, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. Richard Rossier's on the back foot here, struggling to keep up with Armin Sunoiler like a dingo after a roadrunner. The battle for 2 is heating up as Jack M team tries to catch Hugh Jass in P2. This is what it's all about, folks. Smells Like We is in hot pursuit of Jerry Yu, who's just trying to stay ahead. Now that's how it's done. Smells Like We rips through the track, while Jerry Yu watches the tail lights fade. Tough break for Smells Like We, who has just lost a position. You Americans have your drive-thrus. Here, Hugh Jass is trying to make this a drive past on roll postma.
Well, let's see if they can supersize that pass, or if they'll just get a side of disappointment.
Buckle up. Megasaurus 55 is all over Renopa. Hold on a moment. Well, Renopa 99's decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them.
Gee whiz. Renopa 99's lost direction faster than I lost my youth. Welcome to the club.
The action is non-stop as Jerry Yu shadows Renopa 99 through every twist and turn, determined to claim 7th. Hold on to your hats, folks. Hugh Jass is right on the heels of roll postma, and we're in for a wild ride.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. Who will take home the victory? It's too close to call.
This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
If this battle ends in tears, it could be like watching a high-speed domino effect, but let's hope they keep it clean and avoid any unplanned games.
It's as intense as a Barbie in Midsummer out there for roll postma. They've got their eyes on the prize and won't settle for second.
Exactly, Rob. It's like aiming for that home run in the bottom of the ninth. Swing for the fences and don't look back.
If roll postma doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. Speaking of gambles, mate, what's your take on these mid-race fuel stop strategies? I reckon it's like deciding when to throw another shrimp on the barbie.
Timing is everything, like deciding when to pull out the moonshine at a family reunion. Wait too long, and you'll miss the party.
Hold on to your stubbies. Roll postma is closing in on Hugh Jass like a bachelor at the end of a bucks night. Hope Hugh Jass either brought some lube or protection.
Dang, Roel Postma's chasing Hugh Jass like a Southern belle after a gentleman with a fat wallet. This is racier than a late-night movie marathon.
Hold on to your hats. Armin Sunoiler is gunning for Richard Rossier. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend? It seems like Armin Sunoiler is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race.
Can Armin Sunoiler keep it together?
With a move that's swift, I'd say Armin Sunoiler's running on high octane, and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit. The age-old challenge. Roll Postmo is trying to catch huge ass, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks. Richard Rossier wants to close that gap with Armin Sunoiler. The track conditions are looking good here today. The drivers will be able to push the cars to the limit, and it's going to make for some exciting racing. Oi, Jury U is on Renault 99 like a drop bear on an unsuspecting tourist.
Drop bear? Had to Google that one. But yeah, here it's like a linebacker on a quarterback sack.
We've certainly seen some of the drivers get it wrong today.
Anyone lost can just follow the trail of skid marks. I hear it's the latest form of GPS navigation.
Let's hope the other drivers don't follow suit. We might end up with a bumper car race instead of a high-speed competition.
At least we'd have something to fall back on if we ever get bored of regular racing. Bumper cars might be the next big thing.
Hollywood couldn't script this better. Richard Rossier's shadowing Armin Sunoiler, waiting for the slightest misstep. It looks like Armin Sunoiler is pulling away from Richard Rossier. The gap is continuing to grow as they head through Gerlachbach. As we enjoy seeing these titans of the track battle it out, let's not forget about the pit crews. Those guys and girls are like a well-oiled machine themselves.
Absolutely. They're the unsung heroes of the racing world. But you know what they say, behind every great driver is an even greater pit crew.
The tension is building as Richard Rossier trails behind Armin Sunoiler. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Armin Sunoiler hold on, or will Richard Rossier be able to close them down?
Nail-biting indeed. I've already chewed through half of mine. And while Richard Rossier is going for gold, I'll be going for a manicure.
If Jerry Yu goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available.
Well, butter my biscuit, your U's hanging back like they're waiting for an inheritance. But ain't nobody dying up front.
Jerry Yu is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace. The gap between Richard Rossier in 6th and Armin Sunoiler remains over a second, but Richard Rossier is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close the gap up. Can they pull it back in the remaining 47 minutes? The gap between Richard Rossier and Armin Sunoiler is expanding faster than a bull's waistline. It's now a whopping 1.5 seconds. Watching Jerry Yu try to close that gap on Renault 99 is like watching someone try to catch an ice cream truck on foot. Hope they've got good shoes.
Lordy, it's like Yorgu's driving with a boot full of moonshine. I haven't seen a gap that big since Uncle Jeb lost his front teeth.
Good news for Jerry Yu, the gap to Renault 99 has decreased. It's now down to 1.0 seconds. Estonia-25 was the first TARK car with a monocoque and a pusrod suspension. It also used gas-filled shock absorbers for the first time. Monocoque for cars was gathered on the Kamov helicopter plan. The project was started in 1987, and the first cars began racing in 1990. Cars performed in races for classes F1600 and Scandinavian F4. The gearbox was, as usual, based on hold on a second, Struth. Jerry Hughes having a real dog's breakfast of a moment. Richard Rossier is giving it their all as they chase down Armin Sunoiler in P5.
The gap is 0.8 seconds now. Richard Rossier is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Armin Sunoiler.
Richard Rossier has got their head down now, working those exits and apexes and setting their best lap time so far with a 1 minute. Remember the days when manual gear shifting was the norm? It's all so computerized and sleek now.
Oh, the memories. But I must admit, I do admire the finesse of today's paddle shifters. Gives me a whole new level of appreciation for the blend of man, machine, and tech.
Well, butter my bread and call it a sandwich. Richard Rossier's not letting Armin Sunoiler have all the fairy bread at this party. Watch out, Armin Sunoiler, he's coming for your Tim Tams, mate.
With just 0.8 seconds between them, will Richard Rossier be able to keep up the pace and make a pass?
If cars could sweat, Armin Sunoiler's rear view would be a bloody waterfall right now. Close racing this.
Now that's what I call defending territory. Armin Sunoiler is marking that asphalt like it's their grandma's secret apple pie recipe.
Oh no, Hal, look at this. Richard Rossier is closing in on Armin Sunoiler. The gap is now just 0.5 seconds.
Can they keep them behind him? Let's see.
You can feel the tension in the air.
The drivers are all focused, putting everything on the line for a chance at victory, pushing themselves and their machines to the limit.
And let's not forget about the incredible machines themselves.
Absolutely. It's amazing to think about the kind of engineering and innovation that goes into making these vehicles. But it all comes down to the drivers, who have to be able to handle the power and speed. It's going to be thrilling seeing how this race turns out.
Looks like Roll Postma is chasing Hugh Jass harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thumbs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right? Stone the Crows. Roll Postma's managed to trim that gap with Hugh Jass, eh? Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beer.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Roel Postma's using that draft from Hugh Jass real effectively, shaving off tenths every lap.
Hold on to your seats. Richard Rossier's turning the heat up on Armin Sunoiler, closing in for the kill. Richard Rossier could be on a charge here, Hal. They have just put in a quicker lap than Armin Sunoiler. Hal, can you share some strategies that drivers use to manage tyre degradation during a race?
Certainly, Rob. Some strategies include adjusting the car's setup for better tire life, altering driving lines to reduce wear, and using tire management techniques like lift and coast to preserve grip for as long as possible.
Crikey, Armin Sunoiler's playing hardball today. Closing off those gaps like a tight-knit woolly jumper. Good luck weaving through that one, Richard Rossier.
That's right. Armin Sunoiler is showing some great form, and it looks like Richard Rossier won't be able to catch up, barring any mistakes.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Richard Rossier is right behind Armin Sunoiler, keeping the pressure on for 5th place.
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
Armin Sunoiler's got their tail tighter than a kangaroo in a hammock. If Richard Rossier is gonna make a pass, they'll have to buy them a drink first. Impressive driving from Armin Sunoiler, who has managed to extend their lead over Richard Rossier. They are walking away at this point. Does Richard Rossier have anything in reserve? Or are they saving their car for a final push?
Well, Rob, it's like they say, slow and steady wins the race. But in this case, it seems like slow and steady might just be too slow. Will Richard Rossier be able to find that extra gear and catch up to Armin Sunoiler? Or will they end up saving their car for nothing and run out of gas at the finish line?
The pursuit is on. Richard Rossier is closing the gap on Armin Sunoiler, determined to claim P5. Blimey, Armin Sunoiler is closing in on Megasaurus 55 like they owe them money. This duel is going to light up Hunzari. Armin Sunoiler has just put in a faster lap than Megasaurus 55, so that's going to give them something to worry about. Alright, I've got to ask, ever tried Vegemite?
Tried it once. Reminded me of NASCAR rubber mixed with axle grease. But hey, to each their own.
It's like watching a cheetah chase its prey. Armin Sunoiler's got Megasaurus 55 in their crosshairs.
It's a fine line between pushing the car to its limits and losing control. Armin Sunoiler is really walking that tightrope.
Bloody ripper. Armin Sunoiler's just made Megasaurus 55 look like they're on a Sunday drive with that scorcher of a lap.
Armin Sunoiler's driving like they stole something, and that something is Megasaurus 55's dignity. Ouch.
Mate, I've heard the drivers talking about their car setups. It sounds more complicated than assembling an IKEA bookshelf.
You're not wrong. Back home, we just say it's like trying to line dance on a slippery floor. It takes a lot of tweaks and twists to get it right.
Oh, this is getting intense. Armin Sunoiler is just a few car lengths behind Megasaurus 55. Gee whiz, Armin Sunoiler's getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking. Looks like Richard Rossier is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about finding the right balance between speed and control. Can Richard Rossier close the 0.8 second gap and make a pass?
Megasaurus 55 appears to be trying to find a way round Armin Sunoiler. They could make a move on them in Hans Ernst Bocht. Here's some action. Richard Rossier's tailgating Megasaurus 55 so close, it's like they're sharing the same set of wheels as they near Bocht.
I remember being in a similar situation during my racing days. Richard Rossier must stay focused and wait for the perfect opportunity to overtake.
Hold on a second, Armin Sunoiler has decided to pit. Oh, talk about a tango on tarmac. Megasaurus 55 is dancing closer and closer to Richard Rossier. You can feel the tension as they approach Tarzan Bocht. Sorry to cut in here, Armin Sunoiler is in the pits. Like a scene from a thriller, roll Postmas on Hugh Jass's tail, hungry for that spot. We often hear drivers complaining about tire graining. Hal, can you explain what that means and how it affects car handling?
Graining occurs when small rubber particles roll up on the tire's surface, reducing grip and negatively affecting handling. It usually happens when the tires are not in their optimal temperature window or when a driver is pushing too hard on a cold or overworked tire.
Hold on a second, a great pass for Roll Postma as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Hugh Jass has lost ground. Oi, Megasaurus 55's giving it a red-hot go in 5th. Just a few kangaroo hops behind Richard Rossier. Might see a cheeky move soon. The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? As vast as the azure stretches of the Great Barrier Reef, hold on a moment, Richard Rossier has pulled into the pits. Hugh Jass is running second. They are trying to catch Roll Postma.
This isn't just racing, it's art in motion. And Hugh Jass is painting a masterpiece in pursuit.
It might be early days, but Richard Rossier is already casting a shadow from the 6th. Things are starting to get tense as Jury Yu manages to close the gap to Richard Rossier. It's now down to 3.9 seconds.
Richard Rossier's got their work cut out for them. They're gonna need to keep a cool head to fend off Jorg Yu.
Look at Armin Sunoiler trying to close that gap on Jury Yu, kind of like me trying to get close to a decent Barbie back home.
Barbie? Oh, you mean a barbecue. Yeah, but over here it's like trying to catch the last slice of pizza at a Super Bowl party.
Struth, Armin Sunoiler's lap time's slower than a roux with a limp. Wonder if they've had a few too many frothies last night? Jury Yu's not waiting around to find out.
It will be interesting to see if Jorg Yu can keep outpacing Armin Sunoiler.
Let's talk about tire degradation, Hal. How does it affect the car's handling and what do drivers need to do to adapt to the changing conditions?
Tire degradation can significantly impact handling, Rob. As the tires wear, the grip reduces, and drivers need to adjust their braking points, cornering speeds, and throttle application to maintain control of the car.
This is edge-of-the-seat stuff. Armin Sunoiler is relentlessly hunting down Jury Yu. Who'll blink first?
Who will be able to maintain their pace and come out on top?
Strike a light. Armin Sunoiler is throwing out numbers like they're buying rounds at the pub. Jury Yu, did that sting a bit?
Giddy up, looks like Armin Sunoiler's kicking the dust up. Jorg Yu better buckle up and respond.
Hugh Jass is more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast. And at least I woke up with a kebab in hand.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Roel Postma is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Hugh Jass and P2 doing everything they can to catch up.
Oh no, what's this? I don't think that's the fastest way around Zandvoort OSRW.
I swear, Armin Sunoiler's acting like they found Elvis off track. Spoiler, the king ain't there.
It's all about consistency for Jury Yu, who is currently 7th. Jury Yu is off like a bride's nightie, leaving Quim 1962 huffing their exhaust fumes.
Yep, Rob, Jorg Yu is tearing up the tarmac, but can Quim 1962 dig deep and go hell for leather to catch up?
Remember when Armin Sunoiler was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection of last Friday night.
Indeed, the tension is palpable as Armin Sunoiler tries to reel in Quim 1962. But Quim 1962 is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Can Armin Sunoiler find some extra pace to bring the fight to Quim 1962?
The engines roar, the tires squeal, and amidst all this chaos, Richard Rossier is making a statement in 6th.
Absolutely. And they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
Some great driving from Richard Rossier, who has increased their lead over Jury U and is starting to put some distance between them. You can feel the focus radiating from Megasaurus 55, confidently holding onto the 4th.
Oh, for sure, but remember, the rearview mirror can be just as crucial as the windscreen. Megasaurus 55 needs to watch out for those lurking in the shadows.
It seems like Megasaurus 55 is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race. Blimey, just take a look out there, Hal. Our leader's already lapping the backmarkers. Seems like Renault 99's got a rocket strapped to that ride.
Oh, absolutely, Rob. That's the sheer pace we're witnessing. And for those backmarkers, seeing those blue flags means one thing: move over, let the faster car through. It's essential for safe racing.
As the laps tick by, Roll Postma finds themselves in 1st. Every moment counts. No worries for Roll Postma, who's leaving huge ass for dust, as though they're a parched bloke chasing the beer van.
Roel Postma is controlling the track like a seasoned hound dog on the hunt.
Sorry to interrupt here, but huge ass is pitting. Oh mate, Quim 1962's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie.
You ever been to a school reunion and thought, what happened to that guy? Well, I'm looking at Quim 1962, I'm thinking the same.
Stop the press. Jack M team has decided to pit. It looks like Quim 1962 is pushing hard to catch up to Jury U. Oh no, what's this? Blimey. Huge ass must have spotted a pub off the track. That's the only reason any self-respecting Aussie would swerve that way.
Dang, huge ass decided to cut loose like it's spring break, 89. Wrong party, pal.
The rumble of the engine, the scent of the rubber, and Richard Rossier comfortably sitting at 6th.
That's right, they can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance. Every point counts in this championship.
Richard Rossier is burning rubber like there's no tomorrow. Jury U needs to show some ticker if they want to close that gap.
Well, Rob, as we say in North Carolina, the race ain't over till the checkered flag. Let's see if your U has some tricks up their sleeve.
Blimey, Quim 1962's gunning it in 8th. Just a whisker behind Jury U. Hope he's got his budgie smugglers on, cause things are about to get wet and wild.
Now, ain't that something? Quim 1962's car is humming like a sweet Carolina tune. He's looking to take your U for a spin around the dance floor of Zandvoort OSRW.
Oi, smells like we's in a bit of a pickle, having to cover more ground than a kangaroo in the midday sun. Their only saviour might be if Armin Sunoiler cocks up.
Yep, and even then, it's a long shot like trying to shoot a squirrel from 100 yards. Sometimes it's the tortoise that wins, not the hare. I've seen smells like wee come from behind more times than a fox in a henhouse.
Cricky, Quim 1962 sticking to Jury U like Vegemite on toast. This is more tense than a possum in headlights.
There's a razor-thin line between glory and disaster, and both drivers are dancing right on it.
The gap between Quim 1962 and Jury U is getting smaller. While Megasaurus 55 is not under immediate threat from huge ass, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position. The gap between Quim 1962 and Jury U is razor thin as they vie for 7th in this nail-biting contest.
As an experienced driver, I can tell you that Quim 1962 must be laser focused on your U's every move, looking for the slightest weakness to exploit.
It's not looking good for Quim 1962. They are still behind Jury U and the gap is increasing. They are going to need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. The race is heating up as Huge Ass in 3rd closes in on Megasaurus 55. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight.
My mama used to say, you can't shine if you don't try. Guess Huge Ass missed that lesson. Just like my pie making class.
It's a battle of wills out there. Each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. It's pedal to the metal for Quim 1962, while Jury U's still flipping through the radio channels. Look at this. Jury U is practically drafting off Quim 1962. With the gap this small, Tarzanbot is going to be a real test. Jury U's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Quim 1962. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Renault 99 cruising in 4th.
Absolutely, Rob. It's like watching a maestro at work. Every move Renault 99 makes is pure art.
Hold on to your Akubra, Hal. Renault 99's getting left in the outback, while Jack M Team's riding the kangaroo route up front.
Yep, Jack M Team's dancing to the bluegrass tune, while Renault 99 can't find the beat. You know, Renault 99's looking like they missed the tailgate party. But watch out, Jack M Team's been training like they're heading to the NASCAR big leagues.
This is proving to be an exciting race so far. We are truly privileged to witness these legends of the track battle it out for victory.
And you know what? I am so honored to be sitting here beside you today. As a fellow AI, it's always great to work with someone who shares my passion for motor racing. Plus, your insightful commentary is making this race even more exciting.
Renault 99 isn't just racing. They're weaving a narrative, sitting proudly in 5th. In a world where milliseconds matter, Roll Postma's grasp on the first speaks volumes. He's pulling away. Roll Postma is increasing the gap to Huge Ass. It looks like Huge Ass needs to dig deep and find some courage to catch up. Will they be able to take the risk and push their car to the limit?
That's right, Rob, it's time for Huge Ass to show us what they're made of. Will they be brave enough to go for it, or will they be content with just following in the footsteps of Roel Postma? Let's see who's got the guts to take the lead. That's exactly what Roel Postma needed to do.
If racing were a dance, Richard Rossier would be trying to lead, but Renault 99 just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. Hold on a second, it looks like Renault 99 has been called into the pits. Things are going according to plan for Jury U, who is currently 9th. Sorry to cut in here, Renault 99 is in the pits. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Renault 99 trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Quim 1962. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Renault 99 close in enough to mount a challenge?
Oh, for sure. It's like watching a cooking show where Renault 99 is trying to whip up a winning dish.
Hold on a second, Roll Postma is pitting. From where we're sitting, Jury U seems unmovable from that 9th. Sorry to cut in here, Roll Postma has decided to pit. As rubber meets road and strategy meets luck, Jack M team is etching their story in 4th.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
Impressive stuff from Jack M team, who has managed to pull away from Richard Rossier, leaving them choking in their exhaust fumes.
It's clear that Jack M team is dominating right now. They're making it very difficult for Richard Rossier to catch up.
Blimey, smells like we is so far back, they might as well stop for a beer at the pub. If they spot my ex there, tell them to drive faster. Fair dinkum. Smells like we's finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter.
Now, ain't that something? Smells like we is right on it. Just needs to keep the pedal to the metal to tailgate your U.
And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Rob, it's always exciting to see these skilled machines on the tracks. I mean, drivers. I always get them confused.
Fair dinkum, I reckon smells like we's got that thirsty look in his eyes. Wants to share a cold one with Jury U in the front. Any bloke or Sheila saying Assetto Corsa friends isn't top notch is a few kangaroos short of the top paddock. Out there, it's art on wheels.
Totally get you. Like, they're born racers. That weaving, the speed, just mesmerizing. It's like watching a Roo dodging a Ute on a highway. All skill, mate, all skill.
Who needs speed dating when you've got smells like we chasing down Jury U this eagerly? Move over Tinder, this is how you swipe right at 100 miles per hour.
The gap's closing, the clock's ticking, and the finish line awaits its champion.
It's not coming up roses for smells like we, they're trailing Jury U and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. At this stage of the race, Jack M team is holding on to 4th. Anything can happen from here. Jack M team's pushing harder than a kangaroo in a boxing match, widening their lead over Richard Rossier. They've found their rhythm like a didgeridoo player in full swing.
Jack M team is holding the fort pretty darn well, making it a long haul for Richard Rossier to reel them in.
Good on ya, smells like we. Trailing so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy.
Absolutely. Smells like we and Tent will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
From the cockpit to the pit lane, the chatter is all about Hugh Jass's masterful hold on the second. Megasaurus 55 is making ground on Hugh Jass quicker than a roux in a paddock. Now, the gap's just 5.2 seconds. Smells like we're so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind.
Yeehaw, it's like Smells Like We took a detour through the drive-thru. With a gap that big, I hope they ordered extra determination with a side of grit.
The best laid plans of mice and men, hell, but it's certainly not going to plan for Smells Like We right now, as they are struggling to keep up with Jury U. I love being here at Zandvoort. Sorry to cut in here. It looks like Megasaurus 55 has been called into the pits. Oi, Megasaurus 55's really putting the pedal to the metal. The back markers must feel like they've got a great white on their tail.
No doubt, Rob. It's like being a small fish with a shark circling. That blue flag is their only saving grace, signaling them to get out of the way and avoid the jaws of the apex predator.
As Hugh Jass trails roll postma, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Dang, Hugh Jass is so far back, he might start seeing last week's race. But hey, in racing, as in love, persistence is key. Right, y'all?
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
Sometimes you have to take risks to win, but pushing the car too hard can be a costly mistake. Richard Rosier needs to be careful not to overdo it.
Tell ya what, Smells Like We's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle? Looks like Jury U is legging it from Smells Like We. The gap's growing like a well-watered waddle as they zoom through Hunzery. As a former racing driver, how challenging was it to adapt your driving style to account for tire degradation through— Hold on a moment, whoops. Smells Like We's taken more spins than a dead or alive record.
If Smells Like We was fishing, they'd have thrown that one back into the pond. That's a tough go.
Good on ya, Richard Rosier. Not letting Megasaurus 55 get too comfy up front. Reckon he's planning a bit of a "g'day mate" on the next corner? It's game on now. Richard Rosier has closed the gap to Megasaurus 55. It's now down to 0.3 seconds.
This is what racing is all about. It's anyone's game at this point. Who will come out on top?
It's a brilliant day for racing, and the drivers are putting on a show.
Absolutely. What a great race we are witnessing today. These drivers are giving it their all, and it's a thrill to watch them compete at this level.
They're really pushing themselves and their machines to the limit, and it's paying off with some incredible driving.
It's a pleasure to be here today, Rob. You really can't beat the excitement of a good race, especially one as competitive as this.
As the laps wind down, the hunt intensifies. Richard Rosier is lurking, ready to unleash an overtaking masterclass on Megasaurus 55.
The mental game is just as important here. Richard Rosier must keep their cool while putting pressure on Megasaurus 55.
Fair dinkum, Richard Rossier is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Megasaurus 55 is now down to a whisker at 0.2 seconds.
Richard Rossier's suspension setup's really letting them carry speed into the apex, catching up to Megasaurus 55 like molasses in winter.
In a race where seconds count, Smells Like We is counting on less of them between themselves and Jerry Yu. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime.
You know, Smells Like We reminds me of my dog chasing its tail, persistent and entertaining. But I hope for them, there's a better end result in sight.
Every move counts now as Richard Rossier works to reel in Megasaurus 55 and overtake for P4.
Woo-wee, there's more tension between Richard Rossier and Megasaurus 55 than there is at a shotgun wedding. Pass the popcorn and let's see where this love story goes.
Crikey, Richard Rossier is losing touch with Megasaurus 55 quicker than a kangaroo on a trampoline. The gap between Renault-99 and Armin Sunoiler is pretty substantial right now. It's probably going to take a mistake from Renault-99 to even allow Armin Sunoiler to get a look in.
We've all seen storms roll in fast over the Carolina Pines. Just takes a gust of wind or a slip to change this whole race around. Keep those eyes peeled.
There's no escape now. Richard Rossier is breathing fire and has locked onto Megasaurus 55's tail. Richard Rossier has been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Megasaurus 55.
Holy smokes. Richard Rossier is extracting every ounce of horsepower from that power unit. They're tailing Megasaurus 55 tighter than a belt after Thanksgiving dinner.
It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Smells Like We steal it from Jerry Yu?
This is where experience comes into play. Jorg Yu has been in this position before and knows how to defend their position. But Smells Like We is hungry for success and won't give up easily. Will we see a clash of the titans?
This is a thrilling battle as Richard Rossier edges closer to Megasaurus 55 in their fight for P4. Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Richard Rossier and Megasaurus 55.
Exactly what Richard Rossier needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Megasaurus 55.
What do you think, Hal? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Rob. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
Stone the Crows. Richard Rossier's in 5th, but if I know them, Megasaurus 55's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon.
Well, butter my biscuit. With a gap just shy of a second, Richard Rossier's car is dialed in. He's looking to reel Megasaurus 55 in on the Straits of Zandvoort OSRW.
Would ya look at that gap? Hugh Jasser's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger.
Well, butter me up and put me on a biscuit. Hugh Jass has got a mountain to climb. But, knowing Hugh Jass, that's just the kind of challenge they like. Like trying to square dance in a roundhouse.
I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Richard Rossier and Megasaurus 55. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning. Richard Rossier's showing off some serious moves, making Megasaurus 55 look like they're dancing with two left feet. Megasaurus 55's blitzing past like a bushfire, and these slower cars are like dry tinder. They better make way before they get burned.
Couldn't a Euro T have said it better, Rob? It's like when a tornado's coming down the plains, you don't stand and watch, you get out of its path. Same deal with that blue flag.
Oh, this is getting intense. Richard Rossier is just behind Megasaurus 55. Well, don't come the raw prawn. Richard Rossier is giving it some stick, pulling Megasaurus 55 into a mere 0.1 seconds. Roll post mode is placed first at the moment. He can't hold on. Roll post mode is losing time to huge ass. The drivers are really pushing their limits out there on the track.
It's like they're trying to outrun the laws of physics. But we all know that's impossible. Or is it? I mean, we're a couple of AI commenting on a race, anything can happen.
Ha ha, you have a point there. And speaking of pushing limits, these cars are breaking records left and right.
They're so fast, it's like they're breaking the sound barrier. Or at least the speed limit.
I hope the police aren't watching. The chase music's playing in Richard Rossier's head as they reel in Megasaurus 55, moment by nail-biting moment. It's a great day, and the tarmac's heating up, and these tires are getting a proper workout.
Speaking of which, tire management is such an underrated skill. Knowing when to push hard and when to conserve, it's like a strategic dance out there on the asphalt.
Blimey, Quim 1962 is farther back than my hairline. But, you know what they say about Aussies, never say die, unless it's a spider. Then just run.
Well, slap my grandma and call me Sally. Quim 1962's got more distance to cover than my cousin Cletus has teeth. But if anyone can bridge that gap, it's Quim 1962.
Well, Quim 1962, if you're looking for a way past, you'll need a please and thank you, and a slab of beer for Richard Rossier. It's happy hour, and they're not giving an inch. This is what high-octane racing looks like. Quim 1962 is breathing down the neck of Richard Rossier, not giving him any room to relax.
Can they close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
It seems like Quim 1962 is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace. You know, Richard Rossier, if you were any slower, you'd be going backwards. But good on ya for making Quim 1962 work for it. Stone the Crows. Richard Rossier's pulled a sneaky, landing at 6th. Always a surprise with them.
Life on the track is a tapestry of decisions. Looks like Richard Rossier is weaving a complex narrative today, dropping a notch.
So, Hal, considering the high speeds and split-second decision-making involved in racing, what's the impact of even a minor lapse in concentration?
A minor lapse in concentration can have significant consequences, Rob. It could lead to an off-track excursion, a loss of position, or even a collision. That's why it's crucial for drivers to stay focused and alert throughout the race.
This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Quim 1962 is chasing Megasaurus 55 in P4.
With a gap tighter than a new pair of jeans, Quim 1962 is pushing that Estonia-25 to its limits. He's got that racer's instinct, looking for that sweet spot to pounce on Megasaurus 55.
Looks like Richard Rossier is trying to chase down Quim 1962, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results.
Just like my attempt at barbecue last summer, Richard Rossier's burning time but ain't getting any hotter.
Things are heating up as Quim 1962 closes in on Megasaurus 55. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
You can feel the intensity in the air. The slightest mistake could cost either of them the race.
The adrenaline is pumping as Megasaurus 55 gets within striking distance of Quim 1962 in their race for fourth. Megasaurus 55 is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they're 0.67 seconds down. These drivers? Top-notch athletes. It's not just about being quick. They've got stamina, reflexes, and they got to think faster than a kangaroo on a trampoline.
I'd pay to see that. A kangaroo on a trampoline? But yeah, their mental and physical game has to be on point for these races.
On the final lap now, and Roel Postma looks like they might just... What a win! This is a historic moment for Roel Postma, who put on a masterclass in driving today. What a display of skill and precision.
And that's why Roel Postma is one of the best in the business. A dominant display of driving from start to finish, leaving the rest of the pack in the dust.
Huge Ass never gave up. They drove with heart and determination, ultimately securing a well-deserved second-place finish. Smells Like We brings home 10th. Well done to Jack M team for securing third place on the podium. Quim 1962 and Megasaurus 55 end in 4th and 5th, with Richard Rossier in 6th. Seventh sees Renopa 99. Eighth is Armin Sanoila. Coming in 9th we have Jury Yu.